And you know, this is a big part of Africa's history. I feel like it would be irresponsible for me to ignore.
With no motorcycle experience, I set off from the top of Alaska to ride around the planet to the bottom of New Zealand. I'm calling it the Big Spiral. We're in West Africa, and this is the next day of my adventure.
All right, good morning from southwestern Ghana. We had a big rainstorm yesterday, so that's what all these puddles are here for. Today we are going to head east, and we're going to go see a castle. Well, an old ruined castle. And it was built by the Dutch, actually. So this is like historically somewhat related to me because, well, my parents are Dutch. You might wonder, why are the Dutch building a castle in Africa? Well, for not great reasons, actually. But we'll talk about that when we get there. Okay, and then yeah, back on the main highway here. I just realized I missed it. It must have happened last ride. I just hit 50,000 kilometers on the bike. It's pretty cool, right? Hello. How are you?
Fine.
Good.
Where are you heading to?
I go to Accra.
Accra.
Yeah.
Oh, same drive.
All right, thank you. Well, I found the market. Okay, so we've hit dirt. Apparently the road to this fort or castle, is apparently quite rough. And yeah, it's been raining. So we're getting close, but I have to look for a guide for this place. And apparently his name is Francis. And so I kind of have to find Francis. He doesn't know I'm coming. I've had some internet issues, so I haven't been able to contact him. So I think we're right here pretty much. I might have to start asking for Francis pretty soon. Hello. I'm searching for Francis.
Okay, Afro Beach.
Do you know him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Francis, the Afro Beach guy, right? Francis.
Yeah.
Which
He shows the fort.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, go there and ask for Francis. They will show you.
Okay.
But
right.
you have to mention Yobo.
I have to mention who?
Yobo. Francis Yobo.
Francis Yobo.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Hi. Hello. I'm looking for Francis Yobo. Yeah, Francis Yobo. This way? Okay, thank you. Who should I ask next? These guys, maybe? Hello. I'm looking for Francis Yobo.
Yeah, Francis, the Afro Beat.
Oh, he maybe shows this
But
fort.
the road out there, yeah, but yeah, the motor cannot go there. So,
Do you know where he is?
Francis Yobo. I'll show Yobo. Let me check house before.
Okay, I wait here.
Hello.
Hi.
So let's go there to check out.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
All right, thank you. With every step we make, we get a little closer to Francis, I think. Hello. Hello. Are you Francis?
Yeah, I'm Francis.
I couldn't WhatsApp you, but
Yeah, I saw you. My phone is spoiled.
my phone, yeah, I don't have internet. But I was wondering if you can show me this fort.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Uh.
Okay. Cool.
Fort Batenstein was a trading post established by the Dutch in 1656. Initially created to collect gold and timber, it was converted for use in the slave trade.
So the bricks from the Netherlands, they come to use this for.
They actually brought the bricks here?
Yeah.
I have to say, they look very Dutch.
Yeah, if you go to the Netherlands,
Yeah.
the same houses.
They have the same bricks in Holland, yeah. I can't believe they brought all that here. It's a bit stupid, no?
Yeah. See the design?
Yeah.
From
But yeah, this feels very Dutch. This-
exactly.
the
Yeah.
top, yeah.
So this is the place we keep the soldiers. Oh, there's the box. Look at the box.
Oh, there's bats in there. Oh, wow.
So this is the place we keep the slaves.
Oh, and the slaves, how big is this?
That's a small one, but
Okay.
picking 15 people.
15?
But the people
What?
who are fighting, the strong people to fighting the white people.
Oh, okay.
We use the chain, everything. We come here. The slaves you are living here. If you pick them to go to South America and Brazil, this is the way.
Oh, there's a basement.
This is the basement.
Oh, I bet there's bats in there too.
Yeah,
huh?
so you pass the slaves and the down to send in the lagoon.
Oh,
After the lagoon, you send it to the ship.
right.
After the ship, so we keep them in a couple of days before we keep it. You send it to go to South America and Brazil
Right.
to do the work.
An intermediary checkpoint, slaves coming from interior Ghana would move through the fort before being transferred along the coast to larger facilities.
This place, you have pee,
Oh, yes, the toilet.
toilet, shower, going straight.
Everything goes there.
Exactly.
Okay, and then it goes down the hill or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Known as the Gold Coast for its rich deposits, about 1.2 million slaves were sent abroad from what is now modern-day Ghana, 10% of the total African slave trade.
This whole building would have been built by
Yeah,
slaves.
yeah.
Yeah. And they do. And were they probably people from the local area, or were
Look
they,
earlier, so we catch
Yeah.
them for different places.
they coming just from wherever?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
People from here, people from the next town, people from another town, people from different places.
Yeah. But it must have been like if you're a villager here, and then you get these Dutch guys coming in building this building with slaves.
Yeah,
You
that
must
time
be
the
quite
old
scared
people,
that you're gonna
time
be
the
a slave
old people
yourself.
are here.
Had the Dutch tried to enslave the local population, they would have been greatly outnumbered. Instead, they would buy prisoners from wars happening inland. They would pay for these captives with muskets and gunpowder, creating a vicious cycle which produced more and more prisoners.
So this is the place, the split where the soldier man enter. You are sitting down here.
Yeah.
You're sitting down here. You watch everything.
Yeah.
You watch everything. Yeah, so there's the security.
After the abolition of slavery in 1863, their African territories had become a financial drain. The Dutch would sell their stake in Ghana's Gold Coast to the British in 1872.
Okay, thank you, Francis. Much appreciated.
Right.
And I'll send you a message.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you.
Right. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm glad I came here. Obviously, it's not the most uplifting subject matter, but I really feel like I'd be doing a disservice if I came past this area and completely ignored the history, because actually there's a lot more of these forts and castles along the coast here from all sorts of European countries. I have to climb now. From all sorts of European countries, and you know, this was a big deal back in the day, and it's basically, you know, Ghana was a pretty big hotspot, but it's basically the whole west coast of Africa was like this back in the day. You know, and back in the day they viewed people as a commodity. They just traded and sold them and did whatever they wanted with them. And you know, this is a big part of Africa's history. I feel like it would be irresponsible for me to ignore and just ride past. So, and the intention is not to shame or anything, it's just education. Like I feel like people should know, you know, the history here, and you know, there's still physical evidence of you know, what happened back then. So all right, well, time to head to Accra. I need some new tires. The last set I put on this car, they've been good, but they've worn pretty quickly. So already in Abidjan, I've been looking for tires, proving to be difficult to find. Hopefully Accra is kind of the next big city, so hopefully you might be able to find something there. But okay, well, I thought I was gonna make a lot more progress to Accra, but actually the road is a lot slower than I expected. So I've decided we're in Cape Coast there. I'm just gonna get a hotel here and building is literally in the middle of the block. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. There we go. Okay. All right, so we are in Cape Coast now. I was maybe being a little optimistic. I really thought I was going to make it to Accra today, but the road was just so slow. On one mapping app that doesn't have access to traffic data, it said it was going to take 3 hours. And then I switched over to Google Maps, and then it said 6 hours. I was like, oh, that's about twice the time and half as slow, or half as fast. So yeah, I for some reason I just assumed that there's going to be just like some big highway going across the country along the bottom. There's no big highway, and then yeah, this small road, it just goes by all these little towns, and yeah, it just ended up going quite slowly. And while I'm there, I'm you know, tires in Africa is a problem. The last great place to get tires was in Dakar, and that's where I got my tires. In Abidjan, I looked for tires and I couldn't find anything that was suitable. But I might have to just take what I can get. Beggars can't be choosers. I considered shipping them in, but I think that would be at least 200 to 500 euros to ship a set of tires into somewhere in Africa. So I don't think that's really practical. I think I have to find something here and or try to make these ones last. Yeah, they're getting a little low, and
Yeah, and I know there's going to be some interesting weather conditions coming up, and yeah, I want to have good tires for that. I'll show you the room quick. It's I got a red light there, and then just dropping footage onto the computer. Thought I'd maybe show you the bucket shower setup. So there's no well, do they have running water? Maybe they do, but not. Oh, maybe they don't. Okay. So yeah, no shower. So basically, a lot of these places they'll have like a big thing of basically a garbage pail of water, and then I just scooped a bunch of water out with this bucket, and then I use this one to kind of rinse myself, wet myself with that. And yeah, you'll also use this or this to flush the toilet because. Yeah, it's not doing anything. So yeah, that's pretty typical for Africa. Yeah, it works fine. I'm pretty used to a bucket shower now. Obviously, like standing under a shower head is nicer. But yeah, you know, when you come off the bike and you're so hot, like hot water doesn't really matter anymore. And in fact, it's like pretty refreshing to just like splash yourself with like what is basically room temperature water. So yeah, I thought I'd share that with you because I've been talking about these bucket showers, but I haven't actually showed you. So anyways, yeah, I enjoyed hanging out with Francis today. It's way off the beaten track. He's like, I was asking him like, do you get many people coming? He's like, no, like the road is just too bad. But for me, it was just so cool because, you know, it's kind of like, you know, kind of how the ruins should be, I think. Like I said, there's another castle here, and it's like really taken care of. And I find that, well, it's fine, but it also represents like a really terrible time in history, and I kind of feel like it doesn't deserve that. But I don't know. It's but at the same time, you don't want to forget these things, so you kind of have to preserve these things. So. But anyways, yeah, I thought the one we went to today was just absolutely fascinating and just you know, a good reminder of, you know, the past and how things were not always perfect, you know. So, but anyways, thanks so much for watching the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love for you to subscribe. And what else should I say? If you are watching for the first time and you're like, wow, this guy's in Africa. I started in Canada, and if you'd like to see how I got from Canada here, there's basically a video for every day of the trip that I've got here, and then there's also these recap video films. So I put films. There's a film for each act, basically. So yeah, if you search Moto film or something like this, you should be able to find that. So, anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Okay, bye.